Good evening, everyone. I did another YouTube video as an auditory overview for this week's updates, respond to the midterm evaluations, and give you a peek at the week ahead. So I hope you enjoy. I did not release any new content yesterday because I know you're working hard on this week's learning module, getting right into data collection, graphing, which will serve you well for your last assignment, the FABA-BIP or the FBA and BIP. So instead, I'll release this week's module on Saturday afternoon, kind of like I did last week. Then I also shortened it and extended the due date until next Sunday night, which is November 20th. Then last, I'll release the final assignment, which some of you probably saw the announcement come through Canvas today for the FABA-BIP. So let's first go through the FABA-BIP. So that's why I have the screen overview right now. And you can see I'm in student view. At the bottom, you can see a little purple tab because I'm in the instructor and in student view, so you will not be able to see that. But the rest of the screen is what you can see. So you can go down to assignments on the left-hand side of your screen. Yours is probably moving a little bit faster than this. So you will see that we have, if you scroll down to upcoming assignments, FBA, BIP assignment, instructions, form, rubrics, etc. So you can click on that. And you have a whole bunch of forms here. A lot of this you already have. It's just I tried to put it all in one spot so that you didn't have to go back to the learning modules or go back through your files, and then it was all here in the assignment tab. So this first thing, you have the instructions and description. You can click on it and it'll come up. You just have to give it a minute. Okay, so here's the description overview. Don't mind that. All right, so you got step one, which is reviewing the FABA-BIP on the Shane virtual case study PowerPoint. Then step two is completing the FABA and the baseline data. So you'll use those forms that you have, go through and read the rest of step two. This is when you begin to use Excel and graph the data using the Excel form that you have, and you have the data tutorial to help you with that. These are the forms that you need to complete the final FABA. Then step three, you'll move into the BIP or the BIP, the Behavior Intervention Plan. You cannot move on to this until the FBA is completed. And remember, the FBA is just to determine the function of the behavior. Behavior and environment are reciprocal. There is always a functional relationship between the behavior and the environment. And that's what you are trying to figure out. What is the student trying to get out of, or a combination of both? Leaving out all your inferences and just going off the data alone from your ABC data and your quantitative data or the numerical data you did from the momentary time sampling. Then in step three, you'll complete the draft version of the BIP. That's when you start to design the instruction. That's going to include facilitating success. How can you modify the antecedents or change the environment to support the student's success? What kind of artificial positive consequences might you put in place to help the student strengthen his behavior or her behavior, or the negative consequences, which can also strengthen or weaken behavior. And then you have your evaluation, and make sure that you're citing your references all throughout here. So all the assignments you've done so far all those learning modules that you've had to cite your references throughout, this is where you're going to start to plug everything in. So you should be set up really well to complete the rest of this. Step 4, you graph your data, and then 5 is you provide the summary of your data. Here's when you draw conclusions and make recommendations. Step 6, you're going to prepare and submit your work. This is a very brief, quick overview, so be sure to look over it on your own, process it, and then reach out to your peers to ask questions or for support, and then you can ask me if all else fails. All right, so moving on real quick to the midterm evaluations. Thank you all for your feedback. I really value your feedback. Some of it I can use to make changes this semester and some for the future. So I'll go through top 3 things that you liked about the course and the top 3 things to change. So what you all agreed were your favorite things about the class. The first one was there's thorough and specific feedback and the professor's consistent communication and timely return of grades. Second, there's high expectations and a challenge to your thinking. And third, there's a variety of information presented and opportunities to apply it. Then the top 3 things to change that can happen this semester. The first is more time to meet with the professor. So I've offered you some times to meet virtually and in person all year. But I do understand that some of you cannot make the virtual office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays morning. So I am opening up additional office hours Wednesday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. We can meet over the phone or online via Skype, or we can meet through Canvas on collaborations. If these times still do not suit you, please contact me and we can set up a time. Again, as I've said all semester, I'm always happy to meet with you and set up a time, virtually or in person. Okay, moving on. The second thing that came from majority of your feedback responses is the amount of time between assignments and the clarity of assignments. So I mentioned at the beginning of the course and in the syllabus, this is not a self-paced course and many of the assignments cannot be changed for accreditation purposes. Second, the clarity of the assignments is your own perception. So most students understood the assignments, but with that said, it's only expected that some of you will have questions. While it is your job to use your resources, such as peers or me, the instructor, for support with these questions, I am still happy to help you if you reach out to me. So don't try the wait and see method. Be proactive and take initiative, just as you are learning and teaching your students this too. And third, you asked to see me or your professor on the video, and for the video overview of the content to be delivered more personally. So great, I already started this last week and we'll keep it up. So I hope this really helps you guys and sets you off to a good rest of your week. So remember, all the learning modules from here on out are scaffolding and building on your final assignment. So everything that you do, you will apply to your final. Good luck, and please let me know if you need any help or support. Take care.